Alright, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? First things first, we're climbing an elevation here along the route of the California Zephyr, currently going around what is known as the Big Ten Curves, where the train tracks meet the Rocky Mountains here, and we have to gain elevation real quick. Be sure to be looking off to the left side of the train and straight down. The engineers told me that's where the herd of elk has been hanging out the last couple of days. You might be able to see them right down below the ridge line here if they're not hiding. They do move around from day to day, so they might be in a different spot, but that's got a decent-sized herd of elk that hang out in this area. On a clear day, if you're looking off the left side of the train as we go around the curve, you can see Pikes Peak, one of the more prominent 14,000-foot peaks here in the state of Colorado. We'll see one other 14,000-foot peak today. That's going to be Long's Peak. We'll be able to see that in the next half an hour or so when we come around into El Dorado State Park. And ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please for those passengers who joined us there in Denver. Welcome aboard Amtrak California Zephyr, train number 5. This is the westbound train en route to the San Francisco Bay Area by way of Emeryville, California, making all intermediate stops and transfer points. My name is Davis, your conductor today, working alongside my engineers, Chris and Ben, who are up in the front locomotive, working very hard to get us up the mountains. And joining alongside is our Chicago-based onboard staff of attendants, food specialists, and all that fun stuff we provide here on the California Zephyr. I have an entire Amtrak crew. We are happy to welcome you aboard our beautiful train today here in the great state of Colorado. It's a beautiful day. We departed Denver Union Station just a little bit ago. Departed Denver about 2 hours behind schedule. Do apologize for those delays incurred. But we're moving, that's all that matters right now. We're making our way. Our next station stop coming up in about 1 hour and 15 minutes will be Winter Park in the city of Fraser. Winter Park, Fraser will be the next station stop in about 1 hour and 15 minutes, expecting arrival into Winter Park today at about 12:15 or so. We will have several smoke breaks today. Smoke breaks today will include Winter Park, Glenwood Springs, Grand Junction. Those will be 3 smoke breaks today. You'll have another smoke break at Salt Lake City after Grand Junction. If you boarded us in the coaches, please make sure you have placed that seat check you were given above your seat. That's how we will know where you're sitting, and if we need to assign seats later in the day for boarding passengers, this will help us know which seats are available on the train. All passengers who joined us at Denver or any of our nighttime station stops, welcome aboard. Please take a moment now, look over the safety instructions card that you're going to see in the back of the seat in front of you, or up against the window if you're in the sleeping car accommodations. Please familiarize yourself with the layout of the car that you're seated in right now, as well as the location of the nearest emergency exit. A few things to remember for all passengers on the train. When you're walking around, you must have shoes on. Shoes must be worn at all times when walking about the train. If you are traveling with small children, children must be accompanied by an adult at all points on the train at all times, folks. This is for their safety. This doesn't include just going downstairs to use the restroom. There are restrooms available in every accommodation car. That means that there are restrooms located in the lower level of every coach and sleeping car. There are no restrooms available in the food service car, so if you need to use a restroom and you're seated in the observation car, your best bet's to head back to either your coach or sleeping car that you came from and head downstairs. There's absolutely no smoking on board the train, folks. Smoking of any kind is absolutely prohibited, as this is public transportation. Doing so on board the train will result in your removal from the train. We do have smoke breaks throughout the day for the purpose of allowing you to step off the legs, stretch your legs, step off the train and stretch your legs, or smoke if you need to. So there's absolutely no reason that anyone needs to be smoking on the train. Please listen carefully for announcements throughout the day. We will tell you which stations are and are not smoke breaks. Not every station is a smoke break, so please listen carefully for those announcements. Trash is available at either end of every car in the upper level, and you can also find the cardboard bins located throughout each car. Please dispose of your trash, folks. This train does not get cleaned after every person gets off. It's a train, people get off and on at stations. Sometimes you the seat that you're vacating is going to be filled by somebody immediately after you get off. We don't always have time to get up and clean it, so please make sure you're being responsible, keeping your area clear, throwing away your trash in the trash cans that we have provided for you throughout each car. If this is your first time on the California Zephyr, we're happy to have you aboard. Give you a quick rundown of our train. If you're in the coaches are in the very rear of our train. There are 2 coach cars located in the rear. In the middle of the train, forward of the coaches, is going to be the observation car. The observation car is that beautiful big car with the big wraparound windows located in the middle of our train, perfect for viewing the Rocky Mountains as we go through them. Seating in the upper level of the observation car is first come, first served, and is open to all passengers on board the train, including sleeping car passengers and coaches. We do ask, however, that you be respectful. Everyone on the train wants to get a chance to sit in the observation car. There's about over 200 people on the train right now, folks, and the observation car can only hold about 50 upstairs, 50 or 60. So we do ask that if you've been sitting in there for a while, after a while, that you return to your seat to allow the people a chance to sit in there. If I get enough complaints that people aren't able to find seats in there, we will have to do a rotation. I don't like to do that, folks, so please, I just ask that after you've been sitting in there a while, you rotate yourselves out, return to your seats, to give other people a chance to sit in the observation car, taking some of the beautiful views out those windows. In front of the observation car is the dining car. Dining car is open for sleeping car passengers only. Right? Once again, at this time, the dining car is open for sleeping car passengers only. In front of the dining car are our sleeping cars. We have the baggage car in front of that and our 2 locomotives. If you're in the observation car, you can go downstairs. That's where you will find Lorraine in the cafe. She is currently closed for her breakfast break. Please listen for her announcements when she opens up. When she is open and serving, you can find her downstairs in the observation car. That is open to all passengers on board the train. It has all sorts of food, beverages, snacks that you might need for your trip today. Folks, since we've left Denver, we've already climbed over 1,500 feet above sea level, and we've still got a long ways to go before we reach our summit. You can get some good views of the city skyline here off the right side of the train as we come out, go through tunnel number 1 here. We are entering now tunnel number 1, entering the tunnel district. It's a district of 27 hand-carved tunnels built at the turn of the century when the rail line was originally built. Some of them are as short as 30 feet. The longest will be 1,500 feet. And they will be culminating at the top of the Continental Divide when we go through the 6-mile-long Moffat Tunnel. That will take us 10 minutes to traverse. That's all coming up next, folks, here in the next hour or so. Keep your eyes peeled. We're going to get some great views of the Great Plains off to the right side of the train here as we go through. You'll also get some great views off to the left coming up of the Flatiron formations, the rock formations that will be skyrocketing straight up into the air. You'll see those off to the left. If you're keeping count, folks, we're going to go through tunnel number 8. And when we go through tunnel number 8, we will leave the Great Plains behind. We will turn big left-hand turn, head straight west into the heart of the Rocky Mountains. That's when we'll get our first views of the Continental Divide. Keep your eyes peeled today, folks, Keep your eyes peeled, folks, for plenty of wildlife. I've also seen some elks today. You might see some coyotes, bears, moose are very popular in the areas that we'll be going through today. So keep your phones out, cameras ready. Never know what you're going to see here. If you have any questions, folks, be walking throughout the train periodically throughout the day. Of course, we are happy to have you aboard the California Zephyr. Dramatically once we come up to the other side of the continental divide here. The weather patterns at the top of the divide are often very variable. So it'll be sunny in Denver, cloudy and snowing up here at the top, and then it'll probably be sunny again on the other side. Who knows? For those of you counting, folks, we have passed the 27 tunnels in the tunnel district, plus one more after the town of Pine Cliff, for a total of 28. If anyone's been eagle-eyed, you notice on the side of the last tunnel we went through, it said tunnel number 30. That's because the original line had 30 tunnels. 2 of them are missing, but they did not renumber the original tunnels. They just kept the numbers as is. The original railroad route went up and over the mountains off to our right here in a little bit. That was pretty slow and difficult to traverse, so they built the Moffat Tunnel in 1927. Moffat Tunnel will be passing through in the next 10 minutes. The Moffat Tunnel is 6.2 miles long, and instead of going over, we'll take our train underneath the Continental Divide of the western United States and out the other side into the city of Fraser, Winter Park. Once we get past Winter Park, we'll go through the Fraser Canyon. You might notice the tunnel's numbers start up again sequentially. We pick it back up at tunnel number 34. That is because there were 3 tunnels up on the original railroad pass called Rollins Pass off to our right that are no longer used. Those 3 tunnels, 31, 32, and 33, were replaced by the Moffat Tunnel when it opened, and the railroad tracks were torn up. We'll be coming up to the Moffat Tunnel here in the next 10 minutes, folks. If the skies clear up a little bit, you might be able to get some views of the Continental Divide forward of the train, mostly off to the left. If you can, if the sky clears up, the tallest mountain you will see is going to be James Peak, which sits at over 13,000 feet above sea level. That's the mountain we're going to be going underneath here in the next few minutes, folks. When we come out the other side of the Moffat Tunnel, you'll have about 10 minutes to our next station stop of Winter Park, Fraser. For those passengers leaving us, please be advised. Once we come out of the other side of the Moffat Tunnel, you'll have about 10 minutes to your station, which will be Winter Park. You're going to see some old structures, old-looking structures and buildings off the side, folks. A lot of those are original structures built. Original structures built to support the many thousands of workers that it took to build the Moffat Tunnel. And when we get right up to the portal, you'll see a popular trailhead. There are many trails that begin here at the tunnel portal and bring you all the way up to the crater lakes located on the mountainside, and then we'll hike you all the way up to the divide if you so choose to. Looks like the skies are clearing up a little bit. That mountain you're seeing off to the left, that is not James Peak. That's still one of the foothills. James Peak is going to be really rocky, covered in snow, but there won't be very many trees on it. You'll know it when you see it, folks. It's going to be off to the left, forward of the train here in a little bit. That's South Boulder Creek that we've been following along. We went through the beautiful South Boulder Creek canyons earlier with some stunning cliff drop-offs as the creek goes up and down and the trains stay pretty much level. We're at over 8,500 feet right now, folks. By the time we reach our highest point, which will be in the middle of the Moffat Tunnel, we have climbed almost exactly 4,000 feet since we left Denver. The height of the tunnel, we will be at 9,240 feet above sea level. It should be the highest point you can get on any passenger train in North America, folks. When we come into Fraser, it will be the highest elevation regularly served station in anything in the Amtrak system. You're probably going to start to feel it, folks, so please, if you're not from this area, if you're not originally from the mountains, please take your time walking about the train, especially going up and down the stairs. You may start to feel it. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, folks, and taking your time, especially if you're stepping off the train at Winter Park. That elevation will catch up to you real fast, and people can start to feel a little lightheaded. So if you do so, just sit down, folks, catch your breath, and you'll start to feel better again soon.